Hello everyone, welcome to Simran's channel. We are meeting after a long break and today we are going to deal with F5 BCom Accountancy and Financial Management. Now why the subject name is Accountancy and Financial Management? Firstly, in commerce, accounts is going to be there. Accounts is something which is not going to leave you because it's the base for commerce. Commerce and accounts is like khana bina namak, like food without salt. So that is what is accounts in commerce. Then, now accountancy is basically, we know what is accounts. We have seen from 11 throughout. We do sums, we manage finance, we maintain the records. What is accountancy? We have seen what is bookkeeping. Now, we know the concept of accountancy, what is accounts, but why financial management? Why do you manage accounts? You manage accounts for a financial reason. You will not just manage accounts. There is a financial stability with accounts. अगर आप accounts करते हो तो आप उसको financially assess करते हो कि मैं financially company किस position पे है. Suppose there are two companies. Let's take there are two companies. Okay, one is A and one is B. Now A stands, maybe A's turnover for a year is rupees 19 crores and B's turnover over a year maybe is rupees 15 crores. So now how are we able to manage this turnover? With the help of accountancy. And with the help of accountancy, we are able to assess the company's financial position. So that is why financial management. How do we manage financially the company with the help of accounts is we are going to deal with now. And henceforth the subject name is Accountancy and Financial Management. With the help of accounts, we manage the financial position of a company. And this is a subject in F5 BCom. And account subject is common in every line. You say it as BAF, you name BAF, BMS, BBI, BFA. Every line of commerce is going to have accounts, as I told you. So today we are going to deal with inventory valuation. So let me just rub this. Okay, so today's chapter is inventory valuation. Now what is inventory? It is known as stock, the stock which we store. Now we have reached FY. FY is the first year of your you are an undergraduate and undergraduate का first year है आपका. तो of course अभी आप plain terms तो नहीं बोलोगे. Now you will also feel that yes, we are in a standard where we will use a little bit technical terms. So stock को हम लोग accounts में technically बोलते हैं inventory. ठीक है. So inventory valuation. How do we value our stock and why do we value our stock? That's an important thing. We value our stock because firstly, see, now I am a manufacturing company. Okay, so manufacturing company purchases raw materials. So the very first thing, what does a manufacturing concern does? A manufacturing concern purchases raw materials. I am writing it as RMO short form. Okay. Now, if the manufacturing concern has purchased raw materials, what will it do? The second thing will be work in progress. I have purchased the raw materials. So suppose I have a cake baking factory. Okay. So I bake cakes. So what I will do, I will purchase the raw materials of cake, that is the chocolate, the sugar and everything. Then I will put it into a process. So putting it into a process is known as work in progress. After my first thing, my purchasing raw materials is done, then my cakes are processed. Now once the cakes are processed, after the process is completed, that raw materials which are processed now will be converted into finished goods. And now we will be able to sell it to the suppliers. Suppliers will ahead and sell it to the consumers. So work in progress में जो goods होते हैं वो होते हैं semi finished goods, क्योंकि वो work in progress है. तो सबसे पहला स्टेप क्या होता है? रॉ मटेरियल्स को परचेज करना. देन द सेकेंड स्टेप इज टू प्रोसेस दैट रॉ मटेरियल्स दैट आर सेमी फिनिश्ड गुड्स, बिकॉज रॉ मटेरियल्स आर योर सेमी फिनिश्ड गुड्स. वंस दे आर प्रोसेस्ड they become finished goods, and now they are ready to be sold to the supplier, and then the supplier will then sell it to the consumer. So this is how is the stock. This is what is stock. Our stock is our raw materials. Now I am a manufacturing concern, so let it be. Suppose I am a seller. Okay, so I will keep my goods in a warehouse. Now I cannot say that I'll just keep one thing, like one pen in my shop, and suppose I will wait. Okay, let's see how many customers come. Accordingly, that way I'll tell my dealer or the manufacturer to pass on me the goods. जितने consumers आते हैं उसके हिसाब से मैं goods मंगाऊंगी. ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता. Because now if the consumer has come to my shop, I cannot say him wait for 2 hours, or wait if it is in domestic local area, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, or maybe if it is in international, so maybe months it will take. So I cannot do that. So what will I do? I will store my goods in the warehouse. What will I do? I will store my goods in the warehouse, and storing of goods in a warehouse is known as stock, is known as inventory. So what I will do, I will keep a batch of suppose 50 units of pen in my shop. Once they are sold, then I will take another batch of 50 units from my warehouse that I've stored, and again fill my shop with that pens. So we have to store goods. Okay, we cannot wait that let's see how many consumers come, and depending on the consumers we will call the dealer or the manufacturer, and then they will pass us the batch or the units of pens or whatever. Suppose I'm dealing with pens, so they will pass me the batch of pen. No, I will have to pre-order that. Pre-order, and I have to keep it I have to store it where? In my warehouse. Now these things are these things are valid for non-perishable goods, but the goods which are perishable in nature, like your fish, meat, milk and all, they are not stored. They are stored minimum for a week, not more than that, but even they are stored for minimum for a week. So that is why we have to store stock. Now that is known as inventory. The stock is known as inventory. Now how do we value that? First, I will let you know the 2 methods of inventory. Then we will see what are the 2 or 3 methods of inventory valuation. Like how do we value our inventory? Because we will have to value our inventory. We have seen in accounts opening stock, closing stock. The closing stock of last year becomes the opening stock of the next year. So what is that? That is our inventory. The left out goods are known as closing stock, and that left out goods which are used in the next year are known as opening stock. So that stock is known as inventory. Now how they are valued and all we will do in this class, but first I will tell you the 2 methods of inventory. So the first method of inventory is periodic method. What is the first method of inventory? Method of inventory, which is also known as stock. First is periodic. Second is perpetual. Now what is known as periodic? The word periodic in itself is self-explanatory, that we value or the stock periodically. मतलब annually, yearly, on a yearly basis we value our stock on a yearly basis, on an annual basis. And perpetual is that we value our stock on short-term basis, at short intervals, maybe on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. That depends on the size of the firm that depends upon the situation of the firm. Is it a small firm, medium sized firm? Because large firms is basically they go with periodic only, but again it depends. So periodic is on annual basis and the perpetual is on short interval basis. Now, the next difference between periodic and perpetual is periodic is we do physical what we do physically we stock it, as in we have studied primary data, secondary data. So primarily we will have to go and select our stock, okay, but perpetual it is available. So the perpetual is readily available. Here we have to physically stock our goods periodically. So what are the two things we have to keep in mind for periodic and perpetual? In periodic, it is done on annual basis, means yearly basis. In perpetual, at short intervals. Second thing, in periodic, we have to go and physically stock our goods, and in perpetual, it is readily available. We already have the records, we just have to perform on the records which is available. That is known, this is primary, periodic, and secondary is perpetual. We know what are the two methods. Now we will see the valuation of it. So, valuation of inventory. So the first method is first in, first out, which in short form is known as FIFO or FIFO. What is FIFO or FIFO? I'll give you like example also, but that in the next class. Now I'm just explaining you the valuation. Okay. So first in, first out method, that is FIFO, and the second is average cost method. Now average cost is divided into two methods, or you can say it is subdivided into two methods. That is simple average method and weighted average method. But in exams, FIFO and weighted is asked, simple is not asked. So I will also cover the two concepts, that is FIFO method, and under average I will cover the weighted average method. If in case your college is teaching you or they ask you about the simple average method, you can put in the comment section and ask me to teach me that, and I will do that. So now the last thing, which today I am only doing it theoretical basis, on a theoretical basis. In the next class I will only take practical basis, and I will start with FIFO method. Okay, so now why do we value inventory? What are the reasons that we value inventory? Why will we do so? Why will the company value inventory? Because how much stock the company is having currently, or how much closing stock it is having, and how much opening stock it is having. Let me clear you out first. Now whatever currently opening stock I am having, okay, so I will do sales on that basis. Then after my sales are done, the leftover stock is my closing stock. So I will have to make accounts on that also, that this is how I am doing sales, that out of 100 units, my 80 units are sold. Now 20 units are left for the year. So that is my closing stock. And that closing stock, 20 units, will become the opening stock for the next. And what is the financial year? It is from 1st April to 31st March. So the 31st March ka 20 units is my closing stock, and that 20 units will become opening stock for the 1st April. Now, there are majorly 2-3 reasons that why the company does inventory valuation. Because to know the financial position, okay, to know how much the stock is there and how much the sale is happening, like how much stock I have, and out of that stock how much sales I am doing, then how much profit am I making. So these are the 2-3 reasons that we value inventory. So we have seen what is inventory valuation, what are the methods of that. We have also seen the valuation, that there are two methods of valuation, that is FIFO, and average cost is subdivided further into two methods. Now in the next class, I will teach you a practical sum of a FIFO method, which is known as first in, first out. So please, all of you all, don't forget to like, share, subscribe my channel. Please share positivity, pour positivity, and do like my channel. Please, don't forget to subscribe also, because it's always as I say in my videos, it's always two sides. So there is always a two-way communication. So if you all need any, if there is any sums or any theoretical basis पे कुछ है doubts या कुछ भी, you all can put in comment section. So please guys, do like, share and comment on my channel, and thank you so much for today. Meet you very soon. Happy New Year everyone.